So something I noticed just now for the first time is that when we were approaching that stop there for Washington Street, it's always kind of bothered me that there's just a stop on this side of the road, this side of Washington Street, not on the other side. And I just thought I'd try walking this direction to get the SkyTrain, and I never noticed how dysfunctional the sidewalk is. Check it out. We got the sidewalk to nowhere. It comes to right here, and it gets wider, and there's a big slab of concrete, and yeah, you get to walk across gravel to get over here to this other path. Where do the pedestrians go is just always an extreme afterthought here. Let's see, I can go down this way or go down this way on this path that is disconnected from the sidewalk. I think I'm gonna try going this way. I think most of the time I just track off across the gravel and don't even think about it, but it just occurred to me that, hey, I should try using the sidewalk and see what the route is that we're supposed to use from that bus stop to the SkyTrain. And speaking of getting from that bus stop to the SkyTrain, so what I just noticed today was, and here's the path that goes along the canal. All right, I know my path from here to the SkyTrain. There's the SkyTrain station up ahead, and the overpass that connects it really nicely to the rail. But yeah, no real nice connection to the Route 44. Actually, I don't know what the hell I'm saying, no nice connection to the Route 44. Where the hell is my brain? If I'd have stayed on the Route 44, it would have taken me to the SkyTrain station. Okay, you know, I was going to comment that I thought it was odd that the announcement and the little screen that tells you what stop to get off at didn't mention the SkyTrain there. Of course it didn't mention the SkyTrain there. Hello, the next stop is 44th Street Station. And there's the bus sitting at 44th Street Station, where I would already be if I'd have stayed on at one more stop. Okay, well, I found the source of the dysfunction, and it's me. So I'll own it when it's me, and definitely me today. That still doesn't excuse the way that sidewalk on 44th Street just ends. And you can see the Desire Path connecting it to that other walkway. It wouldn't be that hard for them to just lay a little cement right there. Which reminds me, I remember I was watching a video about Desire Paths and how a college campus was analyzing the Desire Paths on the campus and using it to decide where they should place more new cement walkways. And it was showing some before and after pictures. And I'll never find this video again trying to search for it. It was just something that the algorithm fed me that I really enjoyed. And I've never gone back to it. It's never showed up in my algorithms again. Or it's never shown up. It's never shown up in my suggestions again. And I don't recall what channel it was on. Yeah, I love the frequency of the SkyTrain. This is where I think the SkyTrain wins over every other form of public transit, and is an example of, you know, where the city is failing with public transit and winning here. And they should look at, like, hey, look what works here and look what's dysfunctional everywhere else. But frankly, the city of Phoenix doesn't care about everywhere else. But yeah, since I've been walking up, that's the second train that's shown up. That's the second one. What a robot car, Waymo car. That's the second train that's showing up. Right as I was trying to navigate the Desire Path, and I looked up, I saw there was one rolling out, and that one just rolled in. And I'm positive that it will roll out before I make it up to this platform, which is fine. By the time I make it up to the platform, there'll be another one on its way in. This is the other dysfunction. Notice I walked a really nice pathway, and then once I get here, door closed, use main door. I mean, there's the signage. Granted, the weather stripping on it's coming apart. Nobody's bothering to maintain it. But yeah, door closed. It's just not thought anybody's going to, you know, walk to this facility, which is sad. And there's the 44 where I should have got off the bus. And I'd like to point out that the door that's directly facing the bus stop also closed. Yeah, they built these doors to make this accessible, and then they've gone out of their way to close most of the doors to make it not accessible. Guy's wearing a TransDev safety vest. Transdev is one of the companies that keeps regularly showing up in my Hi, how are you doing? This is a public facility for the city of Phoenix. You can't tell me I can't enter. We're gonna play this game today. Yeah, vlogger. Oh, I wonder what the chances are of more security showing up here before I have a train show up here. They might be pretty good. That guy seemed pretty alarmed that I didn't stop when he was yelling, "Sir, sir, sir." And I couldn't help but notice that I was the only person that he was yelling, "Sir, sir, sir" to. So I don't know how and why he's profiling me. Is it because I came in on foot? Maybe. Maybe he observed that. Is it because I'm not carrying a large suitcase? It could be that. I don't have a safety vest or but I don't have a safety vest or a employee name tag on. Those I all left in my car just to have it convenient for me.
Train arriving. Please stand clear of the doors and allow passengers to exit.
The train is here, where I have, before any security came up to give me any flack, so I should be all right. Try to get towards the front so I got a nice view looking forward.
Board here for East Economy Lot, Terminal 4, and Terminal 3.
Here we go. I'm not as easily identifiable as an airport employee because I don't have my uniform on right now. But I left my safety vest, my lanyard with my name tag, and my hat. And a hat technically not part of my uniform. But I left all of that at inside my car. Because I figured it would be easier to make sure that it was there and I would know it was there than to run the risk of me forgetting to bring it while I was getting ready to go to work and was tired. I know the kinds of mistakes I make and I try to do things to minimize the damages of future mistakes. Now that's going to cause me to have to get a ride with somebody that I work with from the rental car center light rail, little rental car center SkyTrain station down to the maintenance lot. I don't think that'll be a problem. I've been when I was last doing SkyTrain all the time, I was a new person, so people didn't recognize me. At this point, the biggest problem I have with people not recognizing me there is that there's so much turnover that there's a lot of new drivers. But I'm not too worried about it. So today I'm going to go in and try to do a little preemptive strike with Rob about what happened last night. And I haven't really described much yet on this vlog what happened last night. I was trying to do it on that shirt that I shot as I was walking home, but I was fairly buzzed on that walk. And yeah, I I ran out of space on the phone 3 before I got to that point, but so last night, I try and describe my work. Let me try and describe my work day from the beginning. So when I got there, this is where it always falls apart. I'm trying to remember, and then the memories are fuzzy because I'm trying to remember the next day by the time the memories go fuzzy. Speaking of remembering things before they go fuzzy, very worried about Shiva's health. She was really not herself this morning. She feels very bloated. She's always a chubby cat, but she feels like unhealthy bloated. She's very lethargic and wasn't wanting to eat. If I had my car, I probably would have called into work and taken her to the vet. But I think it's really important to get into work and talk to Rob about what happened yesterday first. I can always take an extended lunch if needed in that situation. I also texted Priscilla, even though I'm frustrated with the last text exchange that we had. I just kind of wanted to ignore her for a little bit. So I better let her know because she's might be more able to take her to the vet, willing to take her to the vet. I mean, I'm willing. I'm just concerned about having the money to pay for it. That bills are always insanely expensive. I don't really have that kind of money stashed away or that kind of available credit. So that out of the way. When I got to work yesterday, I actually clocked in a couple minutes early. That's unusual. I saw Keontae as I was coming in the gate. He was in the process of, actually I don't know what he was doing, but I saw him as he came to the gate and I told him that, yeah, I was on my way in, that I had to go clock in, but yeah, meet me at the break room. I'll hop in with you. It's usually when I get here, if it's a day Keontae's working, I hop in with him. And he's driving the shag, until whatever time he cuts out, which sometimes is as early as 3, and sometimes it's as late as 5, but usually at least when I'm rolling with Keontae. And on a Tuesday, usually Steve joins us. At one point, they'll switch. Steve will start driving, and Keontae will ride in the back seat. Usually, when he rides in the back seat, he just lounges in the back seat. But he's entitled to a 30-minute break, and there's no rule that I'm aware of that says where you have to take your break. So I figure it's his prerogative if he wants to take his break in the back seat of a moving shag. Now, did I time how long his break was? No. I don't time any of my coworkers' breaks. That's none of my business. I time my break. At least I try to. But I don't worry about how long my coworkers take on their breaks. It's none of my business. And depending on how his earlier workday is gone, he's entitled to up to 50 minutes. There's 2:30s and 2:10s. And he says he hadn't taken a break all day. I believe it. Since he had his falling out with Andre, he works solo. He 100% works solo. How productive is he with that? I don't know. I'm not there when he's working solo. If I'm there and he's there, I'm generally speaking working with him. So I'm not going to coach his work ethic. I know when I worked with him on day shift, his work ethic was pretty solid, and I know that when it's just him and I as a team, again, his work ethic is pretty solid. Now, is he stopping every time we get into the gate to bring a gatekeeper car around while I'm parking the car I'm driving. No, he's not. And there's a good reason for that. Esther is usually on the lot, and she's handling that exclusively. She's not even going up and picking up cars. So when Esther's on the lot and she's handling the gatekeeper, I don't do that either. I just let her in. If I park a car, I might walk to the nearest available car that needs to be moved before I go get in another car if I'm rolling solo when she's there. But yeah, to focus on the gatekeeper when she's there. And the reason for that is twofold. One, she's handling it, and I don't want her to run out of work. And two, encounters with Esther still are pretty uncomfortable, so I'm trying to avoid that. I've typically got other work that needs to be done elsewhere, so I'm on my way to do it. We are at... I haven't been paying attention. I'm not sure if we're at Terminal 3 or Terminal 4. This is Terminal 3. That's Stop 24th Street Station. Oh, and of course it's Terminal 3 because I'm looking back at the air control tower. Also, Terminal 3 is the one where you can look out and see. Whereas Terminal 4 is kind of down inside a parking structure and you can't look out and see. This train is really crowded behind me right now. I'm not trying to film people and make them uncomfortable. I'm just trying to record my thoughts and give you all a view of what the dirty back window looks like in the SkyTrain today. But yeah, a lot of people got on this train, and presumably they're all headed to go get rental cars. That's what most people do when they touch down in another town. And some people get public transportation, some people get picked up by relatives. Some people use private transportation, such as rideshare and taxis, and autonomous vehicles. Let's not forget that. That's definitely a class unto itself here in Phoenix. But most people, I believe, I don't have numbers to justify this, but I feel like most people don't get a rental car, especially in a city like Phoenix that's known worldwide for being very spread out car centric. So anyway, I'm not making it very far in my day, am I? I haven't even made it to the time clock. So anyway, I see Keontae, and I guess I'm talking about his work ethic because it's going to really pop up in the story. It's going to be very relevant in the story should I get far in the story, which it's looking like I won't. So yeah, when I'm riding with him and Steve, he's just chilling in the back seat. You're not pushing him. I'm fine with that. Not my job to question it. And Steve, well, Steve is Steve. This last week I certainly had the battles with Steve. But again, I don't expect him to get out and move stuff in the gatekeeper while Esther is still there. After Esther leaves, after Keontae leaves, when it's just us, I do expect him to do it. And just for the record, after Aaron got all butthurt and stopped rolling with us, Steve did. Now later when the Suns game came on, he was more focused on the Suns game, and there just simply wasn't that much work to be had, so I didn't push the issue. I was glad to be out of the car and not having to listen to sports broadcasting, moving more cars, and he was happy to be in the car, listening to the Suns game. It's not like we had an abundance of work not getting done. It was kind of becoming an issue of trying to find things to do. So, again, I was fine with that. Well, as I'm walking to the shop to clock in, which I told Keontae when I saw him on the lot right as I came in the gate. I said, I got to clock in, and see at the break room. Assuming he's going to get into shag, because he pointed, what direction his shag was. I'm assuming he's going to get into shag, and he's going to meet me at the break room after I clock in, and maybe have some words with whoever's in the MLS office. Most likely, actually the only ones I ever make an effort to talk to are Davey, and that's the hot chick whose name I can never remember, Davey, and Davey or Bob. Rarely talk to both of them.
And Jesse's there. I'd make an effort to talk to Jesse. Jesse, I'm getting along really fabulously right now. In fact, he came over to help me with well, he didn't actually come over when I was there, but I had a situation with body damage where I had a pop trunk and I didn't move out, and it was wedged in between a Shelby, which I'm still under the impression I'm not supposed to move. I haven't been told differently, so I'm absolutely not moving them. And or Rob and a Chevy Bolt that was marked inoperable. If it says inoperable on the window and it's sitting in a body damage area, I'm not trying to see if it is operable for fear of causing more damage to the vehicle. It looked like it had a good chance of being inoperable. So yeah, I moved the vehicles that were blocking the side to see if maybe I could do like a 4-point kind of get it out of a tight parallel parking spot maneuver, and it was a ginormous killing machine. I want to say Chevy Suburban, but all those things look the same to me. In fact, I think it might have actually been a Ford Expedition, but at any rate, giant killing machine SUV. Visibility on those things is so bad. Yeah, I'm not chancing hitting the Bolt, or especially hitting the Shelby. I mean, if I think if I hit the Bolt, any further damage I did that Bolt would have been not noticeable. The front end of that Bolt was pretty bad. But yeah, I'm certainly not running the risk of hitting the Shelby. I didn't even see any body damage on the Shelby. I mean, the fact it's there, I trust that there's some kind of something that resulted in it getting put there. But yeah, not a risk I'm going to take. I contacted Jesse, and this is well after Aaron had stormed off. And well, this is after Aaron stormed off from Steve, before Aaron stormed off from me. I'm not going to get very far in the story, I can tell, because we're almost to the rental car center. So I'm going to just do the highlight points here. I'm going to not probably ever finish the story. Past Steve and Aaron walking together to the shop. Now, I've been told by Keontae and I think Andre that I need to sign in at the shop, but I've never been told by any kind of supervisor that I need to sign in at the shop. And consequently, I haven't done it. I mean, at this point, I've been, functioning nightly for a pretty long time. Until yesterday, I would sign in and shine out on a paper sheet in the shop. And I figured if that was something I needed to do, then I would have been told by a shop manager or anyone, somebody higher up than this, Keontae or Andre. Anyway, they were all telling me I needed to do that, and since there are also drivers that don't do that, and somebody apparently told them to do it, and they were making me have to walk to the shop to do it. I figured that today's the day I'm going to have to go see what's up with that, and I did. There's the dream in the white backpack. So where was I? I should check the time right now. I feel like I'm getting here super early. Oh yeah, it's only 1:15. Shit, I'm 45 minutes before the stop of my shift, and at best I got 10 minutes worth of trying to get to my car before I need to, get to my car, get back to the, get back to the time clock to clock in. And I have no issues with clocking. Well, anyway. I think I can clock in before I get my stuff, but I'm really looking for trouble clocking in this much before the beginning of my scheduled shift. I've never taken this escalator with my phone, and I've been wanting to do this, and we have time, so enjoy this view because it's awesome. The escalator from the top floor, which is the rental car center, past the third floor where I work, which is Hertz, past the second floor,
which I believe is Avis and 6. Oh no, I'm sorry, the middle floor, which is Enterprise and a bunch of other companies. I think Alamo's there. I think I need to wander through the second floor and see how many companies are there. But yeah, Enterprise is the big one. And to the bottom floor, which is mostly Avis with a side of 6. I find it fascinating how the vestibule, when you get down here, is really small. You see there's a window right there to the left and a wall right there to the right. And we still have a path over here. The escalators. There's some interesting, like, what I call voids, for lack of a better term. I just love the architecture of this building. It's just so many interesting lines and layers. Yeah, this floor is dominated by Avis, as you can see by the signs there. Still got this path that the road has. Do a little bit of wandering because I can. This one is just a little lower than ground level, as you can see, going out, looking out over the cars. Wow, this is their car return. It's ridiculous. I really don't know how they do their stuff compared to how we do our stuff. Every time I come down here and walk around versus on level 3 walking around, I feel like I'm in the upside down on Stranger Things. I find it funny they've had to put cement walls there to stop people from driving in there. Here's the carts. A 25-cent bonus every time I return one of those. Budget and pay less. Got a big fancy office for Avis Preferred, and then a little itty bitty office desk outside thing for budget and pay less. For those who don't know, budget and pay less are two Avis. What? I see how we got budget over there. What's the car return with Avis? Those are to Avis what Dollar and Thrifty are to Hertz. Yeah, this is that void I was telling you all about. I find this so odd. The oddest thing about it is it's completely unused space. Like, whose space is this? And why is it completely unused? We've got some random paint and stuff being stored in that corner. But yeah, it's a pretty big bit of, yeah, it's kind of dark. I get how I put a lot of stuff here because it's dark, but I often wonder why this isn't walled in and used for storage, or used for storage of overflow car or something, anything. Debating, should I go upstairs or go up the big escalator or go up an elevator? So many choices. Last time I came down here, I walked across this walkway, and I do believe I saw right around here was where I saw, there it is, a Ford Mach-E. Now they got the windshield wiper flipped up, and they got the juice hole open, so I'm sure that's a signal to their drivers for something. It's a really cool looking car, don't get me wrong. I like the looks of the car, but that's not a look that says Mustang to me. On that note, we've got brand new Shelby Mustangs in yesterday. Steve is all excited about it because, ooh, it's a Shelby, it's a Shelby. I noticed it's over by the Charger, so I'm curious what's up with that. I'm wondering maybe it's a hybrid or something. Once I saw it in the Charger, I became interested in it. Before they brought it to the Charger, I'm just seeing another loud compensation mobile, and I'm not impressed, especially considering the new Shelby Charger looks like a crossover. Yeah, I'm not a fan of crossover things. There's another Ford Mach-E, which to me looks like a crossover thing as opposed to a Ford Mustang. All right, here's the stairs. It's going to bring me up by our returns. I like how you've got a different angle for the building where the escalators are and the parking garage. So that's a right angle to the right and not a right angle to the left. And these stairs are kind of at their own angle. I've just got lost in the architecture and I'm not making progress on my story. Oh, wow. Any question why I hate smokers so much? It's just one form of garbage that just seems completely socially acceptable to just discard, and it's just really gross. And who's cleaning this? Obviously nobody. Everybody's considered cleaning this stairwell to be somebody else's job. And smokers just deal their butts down there. I'm almost where I need to go, and I'm not going to finish this story. Hopefully I can finish the story later. And if I don't, I can finish it in the text of the video description. Or I could just finish it right now. There's plenty of time. Well, I never noticed that false ceiling there. That's neat. Which I rarely drop below the third level. And that's the bottom of the third level I'm under eye level with. So, gosh. Yeah, I'm not going to get this story done. There's so much to say about yesterday. And I'm not good at short versions of stories. My apologies for that. Let's just say last night ended on in a pretty negative way regarding Aaron and Aaron's feelings about me. And I didn't exactly blow up at him, but I did kind of snap at him. At one point I gave him some direction. It was some pretty simple direction. He told me something he would like to do, and I'm like, yeah, nah, not like that. And then I gave him some direction, and he went ahead and did things his way anyway. And which kind of fucked up what I was trying to do. And I said, well, you know what? And then when I continued to do what I was doing, he continued to do what he was doing. And then he like went off at me like I was an idiot and telling me how I was doing what was wrong and stupid. And I could explain my justifications for doing the reason I do it. I have reasons for that. But you know, he knows everything. Being all of like 22 years old, there on his second day with that job assignment, wearing a vest that says trainee, mind you. And yeah, he knows everything. So I just kind of retorted with, I'm just not, you know, really, you're going to talk to me like that when you were told by the big boss of everybody that you're to follow me and that I'll train you? Okay, got it. And I said, well, since you know everything, why don't you handle it? And I walked off to another line. And that was the point where I became done with him.